Welcome to this edition of Stock Market Pulse. My name is Eric, and today is November 30th, 2015. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the break of a downtrend in the biotech sector, and then we're going to drill down on some individual names as some look at some swing trade candidates. So if you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more trading video and strategy. So we're sitting here, the market just opened about 25-30 minutes ago. And I'm going to take a quick look at the XBI, it's the Biotech ETF from the Spiders. And you can clearly see that it had been in this downtrend, and we've broken the downtrend about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And as of right now, as of the open, we're up about 0.5%. But, given that I'm going to zoom in a little bit, we're a little bit overbought. We're kind of trading near this upper band here, telling us that we're, obviously we're in this little bit of an uptrend. When you just take a look at my DMI oscillator, which is one of my favorite sort of general gauge indicators, you can see that during the downtrend, a lot of the bars were below zero, meaning red. This also makes the candles red as well. But now you can see, we broke the downtrend, and the green, we have more bars above, even though we pulled back here. So I think the downtrend is broken. I do not want to do anything today. We're too overbought still. But what I'm looking for now is some pullbacks in either this ETF itself, and we're going to look at some individual names in a second. So first of all, if you're an option trader like me, I do want to point out one thing about the XBI, which is that the options really aren't that liquid. I'm kind of just looking at the front month Decembers here, and you can see that if you ignore sort of the in-between strikes, the spreads are pretty wide here for these options. So I wouldn't recommend trading options on the XBI. What you could look at if you want to do an ETF is you look at the IBB, which is the NASDAQ Biotech ETF, and you can see that the spreads are a little bit tighter. You have a little bit more open interest. The spreads are still pretty wide. You're still going to want to use limit orders here, but if we take a look at the IBB, you can see it has a similar pattern. Interestingly enough, the IBB is actually down, almost 1% here as we open up the week, where the XBI is actually up. So I think they'll trade relatively the same, but right now the IBB is up, or down, excuse me, and we are pulling back here. So if we were to pull back to the 325, 330 area, one thing you could do on the IBB is maybe sell some put spreads for an option trader, or if you just want to get long the ETF on the next buy signal, you could do that. I use the DMI stochastic extreme for entries, and when I'm looking for a long candidate, I basically wait. Some of the best trades are the lower band buy signal, and you get that move back to the upper band. So I think we probably base or consolidate here for a little bit, but I do want to give this a day or two to let the overbought conditions wear off. Now I'm, real quick, I am looking at a 4-hour chart. This is not a daily chart, but the 4-hour chart is what I've kind of settled into the last couple months. So let's take a look at some individual names. So first, some of the leaders that are driving, I think, this breakout are Illumina, ILMN. You can see it's in a clear uptrend. Let me zoom out a little bit. And it broke its downtrend as well. It's, again, some of these stocks are getting hammered as we open, but again, given that we're so overbought, that this pullback is actually good. So as we pull back, I'd be looking to buy the dips. However, Illumina, the options, again, not the best option. So I would probably stick to buying the stock itself, or selling put spreads. You got to use limit orders though if you can get filled. Some of the other names, Alexion, another one that's actually I'll give that a second, been doing pretty well. It broke the, it's kind of got a different pattern here. So it's one of the stronger names, had a nice move up, came back up, maybe a little cup and handle here. We're actually already oversold. So this is a name you could get into. Let's take a quick look at the option chain. The options, to me, these options still just aren't, the spreads are too wide here. And if you look at the at-the-money option, the 175 calls, I mean, the spread is, $2. I mean, that's crazy. That's like a 25% of the actual price of the option. Not the best option to trade, but again, you could buy the stock. So if you do want to just buy some calls or looking for pullbacks, I would look at some stealth names. I'm going to look at Amgen. And what I like about Amgen, and this is a little bit of the contrarian to me, if the entire sector had broken out, and Amgen's actually trading near, when I say near, it's relatively close to its 52-week high. This is a name that we're getting oversold. You could buy the pullback here, and the options aren't actually too bad. You can look here. We have, the options are into the thousands. If you look at the money call, the spread here is only, 20, 30 cents. So definitely better options for buying. I probably wouldn't go with December's. I'm just kind of, I probably look at January's. But anyway, the options are better here if you want to do a directional option trade or even sell some put spreads on here. It is a $162 stock. So selling options or buying options are actually pretty good due to the liquidity. So I like this play. Definitely not ready to trigger, but if we get near that lower band, we get another sort of tick up here like this, then I would be a buyer, or you could sell December put spreads or maybe buy some January slightly in the money calls. Another one we'll take a quick look at is Celgene. Also pulling back here to start the week off. This play is a little more, I would call it, a catch-up play, right? So it's broken its downtrend, sort of. It's definitely not the strongest name, but if the sector continues to, catch fire and move higher, if this becomes one of those sectors that's the leader again, because biotechs were a leader for a long time, you might be able to get some good catch-up sort of ability out of this one. And the last one we'll take a look at here is Biogen. And this has a nice basing pattern. It's definitely not one of the leaders right now, but again, kind of a catch-up play. I like its ability to potentially base here and then break out of the 300 range. So I'd be looked to be a buyer back in the low 280s. Look for an oversold condition and look for it to sort of reaccelerate. The options aren't too bad here as well. They're a little bit wider. Look at the 290s. You got 50-cent spread on an $8 option. That's not too bad. But that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's see if the pullback can hold up pretty well this week, and we'll look to maybe get in some long biotechs by midweek. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you at the next update.